Welcome back to another episode of my series, Clark's Kitchen, where I take you inside my diet for a full week of eating. I show you exactly what I eat, exactly how I make it, why I choose certain ingredients. I'm pulling back the curtain and showing you everything. And the theme of this week, keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is. Everything that I'm eating this week is designed to roll up easily, to be quick, easy to make, and also reheat well, so you can take it on the go and meal prep if you so choose. First and foremost, if you're not already doing so, make sure to like the video and subscribe for a new episode every week. Now for our first meal of the day, we're sticking with breakfast and we're having some French toast roll-ups with a little bit of chicken sausage for some extra protein. Now let's get started. First things first, we're gonna crack one large egg, a little bit of our Fairlife fat-free milk, some sugar-free maple syrup, vanilla extract, cinnamon, and whisk all together. Whenever I have the option, I always try to go with low sugar, sugar-free ingredients. Not because I have an aversion to sugar, but you have to remember carbs are just sugar. So when you rack up the added sugars, you're also racking up the carbs. So we can try to avoid that with lower calorie ingredients like this to give us the freedom that we need if we want to add more later. Unless you're a professional athlete like DK Metcalf eating a large bag of candy for his pre-workout, you really don't need an insane amount of added sugar. But it's also not the devil. Like your mother said, everything in moderation. Now we make our creations. And because our chicken sausages are the little skinny kind, they have plenty of girth, which apparently matters more. We're gonna slice each slice of bread in half, giving us a total of 6 roll-ups. Right down the middle, super easy, flatten and roll. And this way we're really soaking up all of that excellent protein-filled French toast mix. Look how easy this is. This requires no cooking skill. This requires no cooking talent of any kind. You're literally just dunking, rolling. Once you get good at this stuff, it only takes you a few minutes. You don't need to spend hours in the kitchen making macro-friendly things. Now we could bake these in the pan like you traditionally do with French toast, but I think a much better and more efficient way is in the air fryer. And because I hate cleaning out my air fryer every single time I use it, which is like constantly, I'm gonna use a couple of these air fryer liners. You can get these on Amazon, and if you want them, I'll put the link in the description. They're not very expensive. I got these way back, but I think this was like $5 or $10 or something. Not expensive at all. Into the air fryer we go, and we're just gonna pop each one in. The problem in doing these on the pan, because we have that chicken sausage wrapped up, is that you're not going to cook the chicken sausage itself. You're really just gonna cook the outside and the bread. Think about it, they're basically little mini hot dogs. Who the hell wants a soggy hot dog? On our bake function, if you have one, if not, oven is totally fine. We're gonna go 325 for 10 minutes. Now as our roll-ups are cooking, one very important thing to note that nobody explained to me, if you have an air fryer with a bake function, the cooking times and the cooking temperature do not translate over 1 for 1 from your oven. So 350 in here, which I thought was just 350 in an oven, because there's a little bit of that air circulating, it still is an air fryer, even if it's on a bake function. I put something in there and I thought it was gonna be a perfect golden brown, and they ended up being burned beyond recognition. Pop these bad boys out of the air fryer. Look at how easy that is. No waste, no mess, no cleanup. Just a quick, high protein breakfast. Quick, easy, high protein. These are gonna be absolutely delicious, I should know. We are back and we are ready for meal number 2, our entree / main course. I heard through the grapevine, Chipotle has a new Chipotle honey chicken. I don't know about you, I really didn't feel like going to Chipotle, spending all that money to get what essentially equates to 1 teaspoon of chicken. So instead, we're gonna make it ourselves. Now I'm kind of cheating a little bit since I typically go for a bowl from Chipotle, but they do have burritos, which is what we're making. Here's my version of a Chipotle honey chicken burrito. And we're gonna grab our chicken, which I've already marinated, and all it is a little bit of Chipotle sauce, a little bit of honey. Super simple. You can make this in a giant batch, freeze it, and unthaw it as you go for the entire week.
Make eating for your fitness goals easier by prepping ingredients, not meals. You'll save time, stay organized, and make hitting your macros a breeze.
We're gonna be cooking our chicken in a nice, traditional cast iron pan. There's just something about these that give you that same sort of charred, smoky quality that you get at Chipotle. If you have one that has grill marks in it, even better. It's a little impractical to go out to a barbecue unless you have one right on your patio, which I do not. Arizona's weird with their laws. I don't know what to tell you. Now, you could cook everything ahead of time, but in my experience, proteins are best made fresh, so it's better to just prep the proteins themselves, cook them fresh like on a pan or on a grill to get that flavor. Remember, if it doesn't taste good, you won't stick with it, which defeats the entire point. Got our pan all warmed up, a little bit of 0-calorie avocado spray. Drop our chicken in. We're just gonna let that go for about 4 to 5 minutes per side just to get that crispiness and that charred texture. You literally cannot beat that. Now, while our chicken's cooking, we can actually prep the rest of the burritos right now. When you're cooking things, you wanna be as efficient as possible. Couple of large flour tortillas. I'm making 2 burritos because I'm really hungry. It seems like a lot of food, but this is only going to account for about half of my daily calories. When you hear people talking about eat a lot of food with volume, this is what they're talking about. Pop each one of these in the microwave for 30 seconds. Make sure it doesn't break or crack. Now, if you can see when we flip these over. My eyes! My eyes! Like that fish in SpongeBob. My eyes! My eyes! Little steamed rice. I mean, just look at the color on these. These are going to be so good. They're so good. That honey added in there just gives it such a hint of sweet that balances so well. Good job, Chipotle. Just give me a bigger scoop and maybe I'll show up. Give these a quick slice. Note to self, invest in bigger cutting board. We're just gonna drop these right on each burrito. Clean our station up a little bit. We don't want a soggy burrito. That wouldn't be any good. Black beans, hot pico de gallo, some fajita vegetables grilled ahead of time, reduced fat mozzarella. And because this chicken is already hot, this is gonna nicely melt that mozzarella when you roll it up. Why did I say that weird? Roll it up. Roll it up. What's wrong with me? Finish with a dollop of sour cream, light sour cream. You see a theme here, see a trend here with my ingredients? Whenever you have the option, reduced fat, light, whatever verbiage they happen to use on the package, go for that one. The taste is pretty indiscernible 90% of the time. The calorie difference is worth its weight in gold. To roll these up, we want to make sure everything is kind of even, spread out all the way over, and then whichever one end a lot of stuff is flopping out from, as you hold in the middle with your 2 fingers, you just roll up, and I'm kind of pulling towards me as I roll and push down. As I go, you can see the guts coming out of this one. Second time's the charm. Press down, flatten everything out, roll from the end. Sour cream is what's screwing me up. Push down as you go, and if you didn't heat these tortillas up beforehand, they're even worse with corn tortillas, but even flour tortillas, they'll break, they will crack, and it's not fun. Or you can just suck at rolling them like I just was in the other burrito. When you do it right, here is the final result. All right, guys, it's our last meal of the day, and if you've been watching these episodes up until now, you know what that means. It is time for a snack / dessert. And remember, the theme of this week is keep on rolling, baby. So we're gonna finish off with 2 giant cinnamon rolls. Self-rising flour. I'm a big fan of self-rising flour these days simply because it just cuts out an ingredient, which is baking powder, scoop of collagen protein. And because this is a dessert and we want it to be a little bit sweeter, we're gonna add to our dough mix a little bit of this sweetener. You could use a rolling pin, but honestly, we're only making 2 of these, so you might as well just flatten it out by hand. Strip like this, so that way I can roll and it's gonna be one wide thing and I can just slice it in half. You didn't think I was gonna forget the filling, did you? In our little ramekin, we're gonna put this in the microwave for about 5-6 seconds. We don't wanna melt it, we just wanna soften it. Tablespoon of our swerve brown sugar, and half a teaspoon of our cinnamon. And when it comes to cinnamon, a little bit goes a long way. All we're gonna do is just spoon that on, just spread all the way across. Oh, these are gonna turn out absolutely perfect. One good sized log here. sliced right down the middle. It's like having Cinnabon in your own kitchen with a lot more protein that you can eat every single day, still reach your fitness goals. Back in the air fryer, number 1. That cook time we used for the French toast was actually pretty good, so we're gonna do that same 325 in the air fryer, bake function, 8 to 10 minutes. Now while that's baking, air frying, in the spirit of efficiency, we can make our cream cheese frosting. We've got our reduced fat cream cheese here. I used to use fat-free cream cheese. It's a little hard to find. They had it at Kroger for a while, and now it's not there, and sometimes at Walmart, sometimes it's not. So you have to also think of not only what's gonna be the most macro-friendly ingredients, you have to think of what's gonna be the most practical too. And while we're making this frosting, guys, it's important to remember, I am not a chef. I have no formal training. I didn't go to Le Cordon Bleu. I didn't go to culinary school. I didn't go anywhere. All of this, everything that I'm doing, all of this is from trial and error, personal experience, and just doing it until you figure out and get good at it. I know a few tricks that my mom has taught me over the years, but a lot of this is literally just trying shit until it tastes good. It's like anything, guys. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And if you want to eat what you love, and if you want to hit your fitness goals, it's like anything. It's a skill, and you have to work at it a little bit. And once you get good at it, it starts getting easier and easier. And that's what I'm here for, is to help you avoid a lot of the same mistakes I made when I started doing this and it tasted like shit. Mix in the Swerve powdered sugar, and with 2 ingredients, you have a low-fat, sugar-free cream cheese frosting that, if I do say so myself, tastes pretty damn good. Can you imagine eating these every single day and meeting your fitness goals? Well, now you don't have to imagine it because it's happening. Spread that cream cheese, already hot, so you just let that melt perfectly. I'm so stoked for these. Well, everyone, that is it for this episode. I'm gonna go scarf down these cinnamon rolls because they look absolutely incredible, and they are, because I just ate them on camera, and I wasn't lying when I made that face. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Make sure you click subscribe if you haven't done so already, and tune in for a new episode of Clark's Kitchen every week.